Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you while you're watching this. Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder, checking in with you guys on the Friday before Christmas. Let's see, 22, 23, 24. No, there's one more Friday before Christmas. Anyway, it's Friday morning. I just woke up, had a shower, and I forgot to get coffee. So I have to go back inside and get coffee to get this day going. Didn't have to drive last night because we got to Florida early and don't deliver our 03 and our 90 until noon and 2:30 over by Jacksonville. So had some time to get some extra sleep last night and all that good stuff. It's always good, nice. By the way, someone asked me the other day, what is the 90? I don't think, because I say 90 all the time, I don't know if every company follows this thing. I know some do. Prime definitely does. So when we get dispatched, a load that only has one pickup and one drop has an 01 and a 90. The 01 is where we pick up, the 90 is where the trip is done. If it has multiple stops, it's going to have like the load that we're on right now. It had a 01, which is where we picked up, an 02, which is the first place we drop off at, an 03, which is the second place we drop off at, and then the final drop is the 90. So this one has 4 stops total, I guess you would say, including the pickup. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this is Love specific, but I've heard similar songs at other truck stops, but Love's now 2 years in a row. Jen and I were just talking about this on the phone, recalling last time we were in Florida right before Christmas, this song that was being played right before, like it was literally like Christmas Eve or 2 days before Christmas last year. Well, I heard it again just now when I went into Love's. I love that the truck stops are playing Christmas music, but whoever's making these decisions on which music to play, I would really like to know why you think it's a good idea to play the song "I'll Be Home for Christmas" in truck stops. I mean, take a second to think about that. You good? Did you get it thought out? Because it's a little depressing. Now, fortunately for me, this year I will actually be home for Christmas. But last year, I think Jen and I heard it in a Love's on like Christmas Eve. I actually talked about it in a video a year ago. It was Love's down. Sorry guys, my reefer is just cranking right now. It's 70 degrees in Florida and we got fresh meat. There, it just went off. So anyway, last year, I think it was Christmas Eve down at Love's between Orlando and Tampa. Like in the evening, Christmas Eve, they were playing the song "I'll Be Home for Christmas." So most of the individuals that were in that Love's at that moment, truck drivers, were not going to be home for Christmas. Christmas was the next morning or at midnight that night. You know, you're having that song play for people that ain't going to be home for Christmas. Now, we're still like a week out from Christmas right now, a little more than a week. So I guess playing it this early in Love's is all right. But they're probably still going to be playing the song a week from now. It's not that big of a deal. It's just the little things, you know. There's already a lot of guys and gals walking around this truck stop that probably aren't going to be able to be with their families on Christmas. So choose your songs more wisely. I did go in there to pee at like 3 o'clock this morning, and there was another song that was pretty depressing. Honestly, it was pretty, and I was the only driver in there at that hour. And lady sitting there cleaning machines and stuff, and I was like, she said, "Good morning." I said, "Good morning." I said, "I'll be honest with you, is it just me or does it feel a little bit depressing in here right now? And she goes, it's the music. She goes, try listening to it for 8 hours straight all night. I'm like, man, it kind of has the opposite effect, doesn't it? And she got into this conversation about how they should choose just like upbeat Christmas songs like Jingle Bells and, you know, Jingle Bell Rock or stuff like that. She was like, that's the kind of merry stuff. But when it's the slow ballad Christmas music in a truck stop, it has, I think, kind of the opposite effect that corporate might want it to have. So anyway, it's funny that here I am talking about this on a video again a year after I talked about it on a video last year. I couldn't believe I heard that song again this morning. Not that Loves watches my channel, but surely someone's got to know when they're creating this rotation that, hey, we're playing I'll Be Home for Christmas for people that won't be home for Christmas. Like, you guys got to think that one through. Anyway, I'm in good spirits, but I'm a little bit peeved about this damn air miles thing. I've ranted on this a lot before. You know, Prime does zip code to zip code. That's how the miles are calculated. Well, our 03 and our 90 appear to have the same zip code. So the dispatch is 1 mile. It's, you go to 03 and the dispatch shows 1 mile to the 90 between those two stops, right? But the 03 is actually at the very edge, and I mean like by a street, the very edge of the city of Jacksonville, way, way, way to the west of Jacksonville. And the 90 is about 25 miles in the absolute center of Jacksonville. So, and I didn't really research the 90 that much because when I took the, you know, it said Jacksonville. I used to really like pull up satellite and everything for all of my customers because I was a little sketched out on having to back up at docks and things like that, you know. Now I really don't. Like, if I like the load, I'm going to take it. You know, if it pays decent or gets me to a place I want to get, or the place where I know I can get reloaded out of, weather's not extreme, I'm going to take the load, you know. I don't really research the customers that much anymore. Now, I did look up the 02 and the 03 just to kind of have an idea of where they're at. And so I'll look up the next stop when that's the next stop, just to get a good understanding of like how close is it to the interstate. I'll look up the instructions and make sure there's not any like red flags like low bridge or anything like that. So this morning I'm looking at the 03 and the 90, and that's when I realized they're not even remotely close to each other. Like, one of them's way out in the countryside, way out in Jacksonville, and one of them's in the center of Jacksonville. And it's at a time that's going to have us done unloading in Jacksonville right at rush hour on a Friday afternoon. So this is not going to be fun. But that's one of the things that it really, you know, they'll say, well, this air miles thing is not really a big deal. You know, it works out to your advantage just as much as it works out to your disadvantage. That's the claim. That's what they claim in ACE 2 class. That is such utter bullshit. I think I need to do this calculation again, because I did this calculation like, I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago, and it was like 10,000 unpaid miles or something just crazy like that, or maybe even more annually, that I drive and don't get paid for as a result of air miles, zip code to zip code. So, and I know this one's just 25 miles, but it's 25 very inconvenient miles. So it's just kind of a bummer. Anyway, So that's our situation. Dave we're going to try to squeeze in at least one complete load and one load to Springfield at the minimum. I would like to try and squeeze in 2 more. If it's short loads, 2 more short loads, and then a load to Springfield to finish this week up and take advantage of some of the holiday incentive stuff. But yeah, we're now like 5 days out from being in Springfield. So I'll be in Springfield from December 23rd through January 2nd. And I'm extremely excited about that. I'll be hanging out with Heathens. Jenna and I will be hanging out with Heathens and his wife, River Rich. If anybody else is through there, let us know. Would love to come wish you Merry Christmas, but that's our plan. So Captain Dave is going home. We mutually agreed on that when we started TNT, that he was going to take the week off and go home and be with his wife for Christmas. I think their anniversary is like New Year's or New Year's Eve. Jenna's birthday is New Year's Eve, I think. I always get it wrong. Either New Year's or New Year's Eve. So we're planning on hitting the road the morning or the afternoon of January 2nd. So we're just kind of wrapping up some final loads here and gonna route to Springfield, and for the first time in 3 years, loves, I actually will be home for Christmas. So the song didn't hurt me so much this year. Not that it hurt me last year, but it didn't hit me the same this year, because I will be home for Christmas for the first time in 3 years. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, guys, it's Friday. Happy payday to those who got paid today. Happy kickoff of the weekend for those who get the weekend off. You guys be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. Talk with you soon.